Today I effed up by staring at a client during a couple's massage. I'm a registered massage therapist, RMT. Often during treatments, especially when using Swedish techniques, I tend to visually zone out. I find it easier to focus on what I'm doing with my eyes closed to just staring into space. Just work by feel, why no? Today another RMT and myself were booked for a couple's massage. My client was female and my coworker had her male partner. Now, today I'm more tired than usual. It was a very gusty night and the wind howling kept waking me up. So as I'm working in the warm, quiet and dimly lit room, anytime I close my eyes I can feel my body wanting to doze off. In these types of situations, a couple co-workers and myself will start doing facial exercises to try and keep ourselves awake without disturbing the client or taking away from their experience. Think like super wide eyes, clenching and unclenching jaw, furrowing and unfurrowing brows, puffing up cheeks and sucking them in, etc. It's weird, and it looks weird. But it does help, and usually no one knows unless there's another RMT in the room. So I'm making these weird faces to try and keep myself awake and on task, and the appointment is going as normal. The other RMT has their client turn, puts their eye mask on, I have my client turn over and give them an eye mask, and I continue my face exercises. At some point, I'm away in my head somewhere while working away and not paying attention to what I'm actually staring at while continuing to make these stupid dumb faces. When suddenly I zone back in and notice my coworker's client staring back at me with a very disturbed expression. My coworker had removed their eye mask because it kept sliding off, and I hadn't noticed. I had been seemingly intently staring at this poor guy, making bizarre faces for at least several minutes at this point. He didn't say anything, so I swiftly broke eye contact and tried to avoid looking his way again for the rest of the session. I basically ran from the room after the appointment ended. Just feeling mortified by this. And if that client happens to stumble upon this, I'm sorry for making it weird. Thanks for not complaining about my weird staring. Too long, didn't read. Today I effed up by zoning out and absent-mindedly staring at a client during a couple's massage while doing facial exercises to stay awake. Update, they rebooked. Just letting y'all know, looks like it went over as best as it could have. After that appointment, I had quickly let my boss know what had happened before I had to jump into my next appointment. She, like many of you, enjoyed a good laugh at my expense. The couple hung out in our lounge and sauna for some time after, and at some point then, as I was informed at the end of my day, my boss checked in on them to see how they enjoyed the amenities and service. They seemed to be enjoying everything and didn't mention anything about my weird faces at that point, so she didn't bring it up. When they went to pay, they left generous tips for my coworker and myself. A few hours later, the guy called back and asked to rebook. Specifically asking for the girl with the funnier focus face to work on him this time. Apparently, his girlfriend told him it was a really good massage, so he wants to give me a go next round. Funny faces and all. They'll be back in a couple of weeks. So, I suppose while I felt like I'd royally fucked up in the moment, it sorta worked out in the end. In the future you should consider just being honest with the client. They'd probably just laugh at how weird the masseur is and have a funny story instead of being disturbed. LOL definitely. Not explaining at all just made it so much worse LOL. Now that client is gonna be freaked out driving home like honey, while the masseur was massaging you. I swear to God he was staring right into my soul making scary demonic expressions for several minutes straight. I didn't know what to do. I think he's an alien body snatcher. We should assemble a mob right away and come back with some torches. A ref equals a target equals underscore blank img height equals 338 src equals external preview. Red. It OU6JV3CKGW1NLV59RSE8BOSIOJEDY4Y8L5XA4UOMJ3K. GIF? Width equals 338 and height equals 338 and S equals 122EA548T5E3BB4D7677FB3C5F3087777646BB54A0 inch width equals 338 /A. I'm imagining something like this.